Okay, so listen to this. A British man who recently moved to New Zealand was told that his wife is too fat to join him. Officials saying that being overweight is a burden on the healthcare system. Should America learn from this and cut off government health care to the obese? MeMe Roth, president of National Action Against Obesity, joins us for the debate. MeMe, what do you say?
Well, we have to be careful not to overreact emotionally. The woman was not denied entry, she was delayed entry. If she's willing to show, hey, look, I'm willing to take some healthy steps toward my life and not lead a reckless life, then yeah, they'll let her in.
So if she goes on a crash diet.
No,
that's what
not
he did.
The same thing. You know, look, they have a universal health care system, and there's a transaction there. It says if we're going to import you and take care of your health, then what we expect from you is that you too will lower your risk by the choices you make in your lifestyle. And you're seeing things like that here. You know, look, a dialysis patient is, a drug addict is not going to get dialysis. Someone who's obese is frequently passed over for orthopedic procedures. I mean, we're seeing that. And look, no one's going to be put on a wait list for a kidney who's, an alcoholic.
Okay, Gary B., I know that you do not lead a reckless life. And I also know that you hate government except for some things like, building roads, defense, going into your refrigerator and checking out what you eat.
Well, as a matter of fact, Brenda, I agree with Mimi. In fact, I compiled a list here of other people who should be cut off from health care, and those include people who don't exercise, people who eat junk food, people who smoke, people who drink too much, drive too fast, people who read the New York Times, and just for grins, all left-handed people. Mimi, this is just another case where, look, I'm no big fan, as Brenda says, of Medicare, Medicaid, all that government hooey. But the fact is, once you put the plans in place, Medicare and Medicaid are not set up to deny people health care based on lifestyle. And what you're really talking about is lifestyle. Look, I agree obesity is a national epidemic. But so be it. That's the lot we have. And if you're going to start ruling out on obesity, you have to take all these other factors into mind, especially people who read the New York Times.
Well, as soon as the folks who read the New York Times are costing America $100 billion annually, and we're all paying that price tag.
Actually, they do in those higher taxes, don't they?
I think we've got something to talk about. But this is a real issue. And, if you burn your own house down, insurance isn't going to pay for it. If you burn down your own health, why do we expect others to pick up the tab? This is very much about personal responsibility.
Are thin.
Absolutely.
So head on to New Zealand.
Absolutely. Who's going to make the decisions about who gets universal health care and who doesn't get universal health care? Some petty bureaucrat? All those skinny minis in Congress? Have you gotten a look at what our politicians look like?
We're debating
the last time I looked, eating was a legal activity. And some of us may have overeaten a couple days ago. Maybe I'm alone, and maybe I'm the only one on the panel who might be denied entry into New Zealand. So maybe I'm the only one who has to focus on this issue.
I don't think you would be.
But the fact is that we've really got to be concerned about who we're taking off the list. And Gary, you missed a really important group. The elderly. You know how much of the health care they use? 40% of all the health care dollars you ever use.
They can't go to New Zealand either. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. I just want to get Pat in here because he's probably, even including Mimi, the skinniest among us. Pat, what do you think of this whole thing?
Well, what the debate here is missing is that, unfortunately, our farm policy actually encourages obesity right now, because the way our farm subsidies work, they make calories through processed food cheaper than calories through fresh food. If I have $1 and I go to the supermarket, I get calories a lot cheaper buying Twinkies than I do carrots. And so until the government stops subsidizing Twinkies in favor of carrots, well, they really can't, get too annoyed at the obese folks.
Do you eat Twinkies?
Yeah, Pat makes a great point. I don't happen to eat Twinkies, but Pat makes a great point. We are subsidizing corn. High fructose corn syrup has been on the rise for decades, 1,000%, just as we've seen obesity spike. Government subsidizing that. We also see subsidized dairy, subsidized meat. We eat more than triple the meat that any one of us needs. So we really need to take a look at these things. We're subsidizing obesity in this country.
And thank God for that meat anyway.
We're all paying the price. We are all paying the price.
I'm sorry. We're going to talk about this a lot more. Thanks to all of you. Appreciate it, Mimi.